Okay, we're going to look at some scenarios today. Some of these are time consuming more than challenging, and some are more challenging than time consuming. Others are just uh, something different, I guess I would say. Just something fun to do and face a challenge that you're not normally used to doing in your typical playthroughs. So, as far as time consuming goes, definitely this one. If you can reach 100% game progression in a medium difficulty on a regular map, then you can definitely do this one. So I'm not sure if I'll tutorialize this. Whereas I would say this is one of the more challenging ones, however, is beatable by just prohibiting people from taking things. There's eventually one where they want a bunch of radiation suits and all kinds of different stuff. So that's your main challenge, is like stockpiling things while providing what your settlement typically needs. Uh, Rainy season, I remember, was pretty short, and just radiation protection and irrigators and things can solve that one. There's certainly ones that are built around droughts and dryness, and you kind of go for the well meta. That would be the long summer and desert flower. Hunters and hunted, I would say, is a more challenging one because you start with somewhat of a dilapidated settlement, and not only do you need to kind of bounce back and provide them with everything, but you're also planning to eventually defend against multiple raids of waves of raiders. Post nerf, I would say these aren't as challenging as they used to be, so I plan on taking a look at that one eventually. I would say I want to start with Bleak Times is certainly a challenging one. Same thing as the Hunter and Hunted. You're going to start with a very dilapidated settlement and have to bounce back. And then the final challenge is to do a bunch of research. They want electric well ready to go. You don't actually have to build it, as far as I know, but those are things that they're going to request. Hemp weaving mill is another one, and I believe some sort of electricity, probably solar collector. So we're going to look at this one today, and I'm going to see if I can help you all out. Okay, so here we are in bleak times, and times are bleak indeed. The first thing I'm going to do is check on my destroyed buildings. I noticed that I have a fishing hut that is inoperable and a water tower that actually hasn't been hit at all, it looks like. I believe a raider wave, the first time I played this, a raider wave had just left, and you could even see him right here, just about to evacuate. But if we go to our population and causes of death, it looks like they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 droughts back to back, and then a drought here. This is what people are typically dying of: thirst and hunger and all that. And that is going to be our most pressing issue right off the bat, is a solid source of water and a solid source of food. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to my bus, prioritize repairing buildings, and set that fishing hut to the first one that I want repaired. Otherwise, I have a few tiny but functional farms, and I think I'm just to get it to bounce back, I'm going to change everything to beans for now. And I might even have room for an orchard right here. It's going to be a little messy to start, but we can always kind of replan things later when we get later on. I'll do this 16 by 9 orchard, which is instantly usable, and get those pears going. That's going to only take 2.5 seasons, actually. That's not too bad. At least it's not a nut, which is normally like 4 seasons. And then we're going to get that fifth person on farmer. I'm going to reduce all this to 1 so that I don't accidentally overstaff my farming lands in the orchard. And then I think the next thing for food would be to set up a reliable hunting lodge. So let's see, I've got some food down here. That's actually quite a bit. At least there's a lot of cows hanging around up here, and actually right next to the bus. That's perfect because I want this as close to my bus as possible to get that food yield in quickly. So if I build one right here, let me make sure I still have enough room. That's actually going to get in the way. Let's move that over just a little bit. Hunting lodge. actually do it like this to get it. Okay, that should be plenty of room for another water tower to go in. And that street's kind of in the way. I'll build it on this side. And then I'm going to figure out what else is broken. This tailor shop, which I'm not too... Yeah, pretty soon. I'm not too worried about the radiation at the moment. So they've got 4... well, they're not going to even be able... Alright. So here's my plan with these. Anything that's already demolished, I think I'm just going to finish demolishing. I'd rather get the materials back for these, and I plan on moving my house anyway. So we're going to get rid of all these impractical houses because I want them more centralized. Right now, that is quite a walking distance for people to be living and working. I'm also going to get rid of this water point, this food station, and all these decorations. Oops, wrong one. Let's get rid of that. I'd rather just have the materials back. Which, yeah, we barely have any wooden scrap in stock at the moment. This shelter should be fine up here right now, though I'm going to set it to old and infertile because I want anyone capable of making babies to be in those houses. The other thing I'm going to do is get rid of all these pointless roads up here, and down here as well. Everything is just going to have to kind of start from scratch. This temporary storage room I'm just going to leave. I'll let that get repaired. The workshop is fine. The scrap collector is fine because there's plenty of stuff down here to work on. I'll kind of get this closer stuff first. In fact, we'll just do this so they gather that right off the bat. And check on my forester's lodge. I'm going to leave it in somewhat of that circle and just go to cut down. I don't want them walking that far, so right about here should be fine. I can cut, yep, pretty much the exact default circle is okay. There are plenty of forest over here that I want as quickly as possible. This gatherer's cabin is being irradiated right now, so I don't think I want people gathering from that. We'll get up a decontamination post pretty early on, and then they'll be able to go out to that again. At least it's already in an okay spot. It could be a little more ideal, but there's a pretty generous forest back here to be gathering from. The other thing I wish I could do is get up a second fishing lodge, but by having it basically anywhere in this pool, it's going to be at 80%, unfortunately. So my other option is to come over here, and it's not too far away from the bus, so we're just going to do that. And I want to see what else I need to... What else is broken? This charcoal kiln, I wouldn't mind if it gets repaired. This temporary storeroom. I've already dismantled this. Dismantled. I'll leave a couple houses just for some happiness and reproduction, but any of the black ones I don't even want to waste resources on. So these are all being dismantled up here. And we're basically going to kind of restart down here by the campfire, but I'm not going to do that yet because other things for resources are just more important. Like reestablishing the worthwhile buildings and getting up some new ones. So I think what I'm going to do, I already have the capability to gather some water, and this is a staff of 10, so that's what I want immediately. And then as I've already set this to a priority, I'm going to make sure this gets repaired first and put 4 fishers on it, and then immediately go to, I believe building this is going to be my next priority. Hopefully they'll be gathering some food from here immediately. Like this looks, I might as well just do harvest now. What's the yield on this? 84 food, not really worth it. 26, no. Yeah. 97 out of 126. I'm just going to go harvest now. I need that food like as badly as possible. Contaminated. Sometimes you can go here and check what's contaminated in here. It's the mushrooms they've been gathering. I would almost say it's just not even worth it to keep this stuff, though. That's 100. That's a quarter of my food. That's gonna hurt to lose. The other thing I can prioritize is just that decontamination post right off the bat. But the problem with that is I'm waiting on that charcoal kiln to be fixed, and I have some coal in stock, though I believe is reserved for this. Wonder what's reserving the other 18, maybe even to fix this up. Can check by hovering over this. Now it only needs wood and scrap. Well, that coal's going somewhere. The herbal hut is fine. We could use the medicine and I don't have to worry about that getting irradiated. So we're just going to leave that there for now. We've already got a school up. That's good. A few houses. And then the other thing I'm going to do... I wish I could get rid of these roads first, like immediately. Move road, everything. Everything is in the way. I'll start with a couple houses right here. Yeah, probably like 1, 2, 3, 4. That's of course going to tell me it does not have the resources for that. We could also go to a few tasks. Actually, let's check the radiation. Yeah, there's really nowhere to be. Okay. Let's gather some plants from down here instead and take those people off of Gather's cabin. I don't want any more of that irradiated plants. I'd rather be getting it from here. That'll help with the food a little bit. There's 4 people on there right now, but that's only because I haven't reallocated just yet. And I'd also like some wood from here. I'd also like some scrap from... You know what? I don't need the gather scrap because the scrapyard is up and ready to go. That'll be far more efficient. So the plants and wood will help because I really need a boost in both. And I'm not even going to use gather all resources. It's not efficient enough. So now we're going to go reallocate, see what people are up to. We've got 5 morticians, though I don't see any dead bodies, despite a bunch of people just dying. Apparently their bodies have already been cleaned up. So I'm going to set this to cover as much of the settlement as possible, and then drop it to 1 person, just to keep an eye on the dead. 1 teacher's fine. We can't assign anyone to logistics because I'm destroying their buildings. Charcoal burner, I'll just leave at 1 to get started once that's repaired. Technician, obviously I have 0 tools and they're actually going to start asking for metal tools. We're just going to set that, actually, but then I'm going to pause it. I'm going to set it to metal and pause it because I don't want him to make them yet. I want him to ask for the quest first. And then because this tailor shop is being destroyed, I'm actually going to queue up another one because they're going to ask for those like right off the bat. As soon as you start the scenario, they start demanding stuff from you. So I'll put a tailor shop there because it's somewhat close to scrapyard. Can be bringing stuff to this temporary storeroom and then immediately to these recyclers. So I'm also going to come into this inventory and say that I don't want wood stored here. I do want scrap, coal, electronics, plastic, cloth, metal, scrap, all fine. I don't want any food stored here because the decontamination post will be up here. Protective clothing is fine. Tools are fine. No herbs and medicine and no defense stuff. So this looks alright. I'll just close that. And now that I've kind of gotten a game plan, and I wouldn't want to go through all this again if I had to restart, I'm just going to save the game right here. And in case I do need to try again, instead of restarting, I can just load that save, and at least I've already kind of got a foothold, and should anything need to be adjusted, I'll know what needs to be adjusted. So I think I'll be okay on water as soon as those 10 people just start cranking it out. So my priority is to fix this, then build this, the hunting lodge, a second fishing hut, and then my other water tower. And we'll see how that goes. So I've put basically as many people as I can for now on building, and in fact I'm so low on scrap that I don't think I even want the refiners here right now. I could just use them as the scrap collectors until I have a little bit of a surplus, because I don't even really need the refined materials. I have some refined materials, and everything's going to be so demanding for now that I'm going to need it there. So why don't we get this fully staffed? Put a bunch of people on builders except for the tasks that I want covered. So there's going to be 2 people on here and 2 people on here. I think I want 8 so that both of these tasks are fully staffed. I really need that food and wood. And then I'm gonna, since this is the priority at the moment, through not only repairing buildings is the priority, but fixing this is the priority. I'm gonna keep an eye on this, and basically as soon as it's functional, I'm just gonna stop. So people can now work there just from that little bit of resources, and that's okay. The next thing I want to do is this hunting lodge, so I'm going to do replace building, and that's functional. People are now working. I don't need to dump all of the resources into that just to get them out there. All right, now they're riding. I've only been here 5 minutes. That's fine. So I'm going to let this hunting lodge finish. I'm going to pause the game. I'm going to take a few builders and make them hunters. I'm going to make sure their field of work is appropriate. Dang, I just had a bunch of cows here and they took off right. Oh, well, okay. Let's just go right here. I want those cows. And then I'm immediately going to come over here and make this the next priority. Wait, now this is broken? It was, because of the riot. Okay, well, that just took priority immediately. Wow, of all things to destroy. Okay. And there's the Taylor quest. I'm not even going to bother with that right now. If we make it, we make it. But I need that. Okay, so that's now functional. I'm now going to come over to the fishing lodge, make that the priority. Obviously, you can only have a workforce of 2 people over here. So ideally the others are doing stuff elsewhere. Like destroying this, which is good because you see my resources going up, not even from gathering. There's the tool quest. I'll do what I can. We're already on metal tools. I'm just going to unpause this and put 2 people to technician. 5, 6, 7, 8. I can start reducing my build. Wow, they've actually already gathered all this wood. That was quick. So let's just, between 4 people, that's going to go fast. Here's a nice dense patch. Even though my forester's lodge is working on it, I'd like to just get this all cleared out. There's plenty of wood there. Let's start over again. And they destroyed the workshop too, of course. So we'll see what we can get done with that. So this is functional. This is still on priority. I thought it was on priority. No more plants here. Let's check. Oh, because they cut down the wood, of course. So take a look at the radiation. I don't want to gather food from there. Tasks, plants. There's some right up here, actually, right next to the bus. That's fine. There's a couple extra settlers. I just want them building. It's the most efficient thing right now. And you know what, with the amount of people I have, I would rather have more foresters in the actual foresting lodge. I believe is more efficient than this thing. So there's 3 people here. On the, yeah, 3 and 3, that's fine. Okay. Water's going up, that's good. Food is, oh, that's all dried out, isn't it? Yeah, you always got to keep an eye on these things. It's easy for it to just disappear right away. Radiation, no. Oops. A little bit of a walk. This is the best I can do. Got rain coming here pretty soon anyway. Let's check on these guys. Still got some cows around here to gather up. Food is just my biggest issue right now. At least those pears are coming up and then I shouldn't have to worry anymore. And I've got a few houses coming up. I've got the old and infertile living here. My tailor shop should be coming up pretty soon. Need some more fishers. 2 and 2 on the tasks, that's okay. Plenty of scrap coming in. Charcoal filter is on. Charcoal kiln is rebuilt. 1 person doing that. They're actually still rebuilding it, so let's make sure we have some better priorities, which I think will be this. I'm not as worried about water as I am about food. that kind of population. Well, this just finished, so I don't really have a good feeling of what food is right now. So let's just, oh yeah, there's plenty of cows down here. Make sure we're maxed on hunters, because that's going to be a lot. Then as soon as these roads are cleared out, I'll start expanding on the housing again to get everyone happy. Happiness is going to be a pretty big enemy in this one, so we can target a settler and see what they're most unhappy about. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't have any effect over that. Their home is severely damaged until I take it away from them. No one should have severely damaged homes. Maybe it's because he doesn't have a home. That's actually surprising. Yeah, and unattractive surroundings. I'm not sure what's even affecting that. That's interesting. I'm not sure what could possibly be giving that a -7. Huh. Everything's down here. But he still has the debuff. Interesting. We'll get some decorations going. Yeah, those unpleasant experiences. So the best thing, unfortunately, he's old. Once he dies, we won't have to worry about that unpleasant. Once we get the new generation in, people won't be so upset, ideally. So that's kind of our goal right now. At least they have a grave for the dead people. So as soon as these roads are cleared out, we'll start expanding on that. Hoping I can get by on the food. This will be going up any minute. Here comes some more cows. Another good thing to get in here pretty soon would probably be a pasture. I'd like to destroy these farming fields once I just get stabilized on wood at least. What else can I do to help food? Everyone on farming, hunting, gathering. I don't want anyone in gathering. You know what? Let's check the radiation. Yeah, still can't afford that. So why don't we go to logistics, put in a decontamination post. Right. This should actually be fine. I'm going to prioritize that, and I'm actually going to get people back to gathering. And then with that, I can get rid of my tasks, because those are no longer going to be super efficient. I've got a little stockpile of resources anyway. So let's get rid of that, and let's get rid of this, because they're now gathering, and that means I have 2 people. This is now built. I can turn on the filter, and I can get 2 more people on water. We're just kind of, even though we're in season 28, you really have to just start with the basics. What would you go for in a normal game? You'd go for food and water. I'm still waiting on these roads, though they have other better things to do. And as soon as they are gone, I can really start planning better. In fact, pastures will probably go up in here. I'll have a hunting hut a little bit further away, but that's okay, because I can make a water expansion right here and make a whole bunch of pastures. And I'll definitely kind of reorganize this once I have some breathing room to do it. I really need those houses, though. At least we're reproducing a little bit. And to be honest, I didn't really want to start with that amount of reproduction anyway. So we've kind of got to balance out here first. All right, the food is going up. We're looking better. I still don't really need to refine materials yet, so I'm just going to leave these alone. There's better. Oops. Oh, and my tailor shop isn't making the masks. Okay, good. I'm about to finish this one, though. Shoot. Great. Okay, so we're going back to metal tools on there. I'm going to take a technician off. I've already got 2 tailors. Make sure we have all 5 scrap collectors. Make sure he's got scrap in range. 427, that'll keep him busy for a little bit. Doing fine on food and water. In fact, doing really good on water. Both, okay. I think I'm ready. Yeah, I'm ready for cut down and reforest, and I'm going to change the field of work here a little bit to like here-ish. I want to open up this area and maybe nudge this a little bit further over so I can get some farming going in somewhere a little more practical. I really need to expand on this farming. And on that note, we're also going to do logistics, remove road, and just select all of this stuff as well so it's not getting in the way when I try to expand a little more. I got that all cut out. It'd be nice to clean this up a little bit though, it's not that big of a deal. And then I'm going to kind of ride like this for a minute until still, like I said, like the roads are cleared out. This is really the hardest part of the game. It's always the opening. And once you can kind of cross this hump, you're going to be good to go. But like I said, the biggest tip, don't get too carried away. Don't try to make protective clothing right away. Radiation really isn't that bad. We already got our mask just by completing the quest, and we're going for some neck scarves. He's probably, oh, yep, he's still waiting on the coal. Why don't we, no, that should be fine. Because so is this building at the same time. I think I'll be able to do this, but at least I finished the tool one, so they're not going to be too unhappy with me. This is still irradiated, and I'd rather get this up. I just really needed the food. There's the last 2 coal. They're building it. I'm going to put 2 people on decontamination. More people on builders. Yes, the roads are disappearing. So actually, here's what I'm going to do. Some more housing. So I do want the population to grow here eventually. 1, 2. I'm going to get rid of these wells. This isn't practical, and I've got plenty of water coming from these guys. So we're going to get rid of those. A couple more cabins, probably on this side a little bit closer to workplaces. -2. Dang. What is this? I think campfire's +4. That's touching it though. That's okay. I'll put up some decorations when I have a little more breathing room. Let's do 1 and 2. That's going to replace these janky ones over here. I'm not too worried about the shelter for now. That can just stay there. Little walking distance, but it's okay. Farms are doing fine. I'm glad I switched to beans. Much higher yield. Much better production rate. That's what we needed right off the bat. I can always switch a little bit for variety. These guys are doing great over here. They're just tearing through the scrap. And I've got quite a pile down here still to chew through. Doing great on food. Just had to believe in those fishing huts. They're bringing back radiated food. Let's check. What do we got? Our mushrooms are still irradiated, as are our berries. That's a lot of food, though. As soon as they can get some coal. You know what? With the amount of wood I have, let's bump up the charcoal burners a little bit. I really need to be pumping out some coal right now. I need coal for my water towers. I need coal for my masks. I need coal for my decontamination kits. Really need some coal, and we're doing fine on the wood. I just left this uncut down again. Yeah. Cut down and reforest. We're doing great on resources. We're still getting rid of these last few roads. There we go. Let's change to about here. I want those buffalo. Cabins. Couple more. So if I have 60 adults, I would need 30 cabins. I don't think I want to go that high just yet. My sweet spot should be about 20 for now. I'm at 12. This one is about to finish. Let's do... I'm at 12. Let's do 13, 14. This is suboptimal, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. Yikes. Not my favorite housing plan, but... Alright. Whatever. That should be good. And then that next thing I wanted to do I think I have the metal for it. Yeah, only 6 metal. As soon as these streets are gone, I'm going to put a couple pastures up here. And then I think they're actually, this shouldn't be too much of a walk for now. I don't really want to plan that water expansion just yet, just for pastures. So as long as I keep plenty of herders on the pastures, they'll be able to walk down here and get some water. How are we doing on those carbon masks? Still not moving. Okay. Alright, good. They just want the coal produced and kits to be made, which is already happening. Once these... Nah... I was gonna say, once these builders don't have as much of a workload, I can probably switch them to water carrying, though I'm not too concerned about it just yet. I think a couple people have died. Probably of old age, I'm hoping. Yeah, there's one right next to the bus. Our mortician will come get him. 3,000 once I can get this. Wow. Well, it's a little bit of a walk, but I don't have to worry about scrap for a while. Okay, here we're in a drought. Gonna take some fishers off. Good thing that we have plenty of food. Now I'm a little bit worried about the water, but that's okay because I'm gonna assign a ton of people to building. Gatherers can make it through about halfway through the season. I don't have to worry about them just yet. I'll take another forester, I'll take another scrap collector. I'll take all refiners. And the first things I want, 2 cloths, a metal, and a plastic. That's fine. Oh no. I lost a tailor. Lost a technician. That's fine. I don't need 2 herbalists. Take a second teacher, second mortician, and the rest on building. Alright, so this should be the drought where I should be able to really finish all this kind of early game nonsense up. I want to be on basically my own 2 feet after this. So let's get these streets cleaned up. As soon as they are, I'm going to have a pasture going in, if not 2. So I'm going to go hit J and go to planning mode. Kind of plan how many I can even fit in here. If one were to be right here, I could have a second one right here. You know, it's probably not going to look very pretty no matter how I do it, so might as well just get one in. Maybe even just all the way. 1, 2. And then as soon as these are done, I want to go to capture and try to get those cow or the buffalo in first because they're also going to come with milk. Ideally. So let's just make it through this drought. That radiation protection is getting high, and of course here comes another sandstorm. Yay! Got 2 out of 3 kits done. Got 2 out of 6 masks done. Come on, burn that coal. There's 4. There is 6. All right. Okay. Just to take it a little easier on my coal, I'm gonna go back to only neck scarves because actually that yellow radiation is moving in. You know what? Okay, here's what I want to do. Resources, tailor shop, a second tailor shop that I'm going to have one pumping out neck scarves and one probably carbonated mask that I think I'm going to kind of save for the next upcoming generation, unfortunately. Alright, we got by on water. I'm going to take as many people off here as I can to try to get like, hoping like 5 and 5 should be fine here. Not sure what that means. I still have 10 settlers. I want like 4 people still building. So I need those pastures done. The rest on fishing. I think I'll take 1 and 1 for the food instead. I can slow down on charcoal burning a little bit, so let's get a couple more water carriers. 6 and 6 should be fine for now with what I have stockpiled. Okay, there's a decontamination post done. We're getting a little happier here, though. The radiation is still going up. Population, 80% infertile. Ay, ay, ay. And that's probably from gathering from radiated places, so... just gonna start making sure everyone that has a house needs one to continue to reproduce. And man, really the only way to get this done would be to go get iodine tablets. So the next thing we can start to think about, which is where I'd want to be anyway, past season 33, is a trading post, research station, and expedition station. I'm gonna probably put this down somewhere around here, out of the way. An expedition station right about here. In fact, the very next thing I think I want is a forum, because I can search for survivors with how my fertility is doing right now. My town is not looking too hot. So let's get this down and do build next. I think I have the metal for it. Yeah, probably. Okay. Expedition, research, and trading post. Isn't that under... Yeah. Right here is fine. Alright. We're just going to keep going with this. Not too worried about the food. If you can make it to that season 40, you're looking pretty good, though. Man, that is a rough start. At least I've been gathering medicine from the very start. It's helped a little bit. The other problem too is I make all those gas masks, and then the people that are already irradiated and infertile get them, and it's kind of pointless. Like, I almost wish there was a way to allocate it to the younger generation. It sounds morbid, but it's like, dude, if you're on your deathbed, I'm not gonna make you a perfectly good gas mask and have you take it to the grave. I bet there's like 10 just thrown on the ground here. Perfectly good ones. I just think in a survival game it'd be nice if there's a way to recycle those, like something I could even research. Maybe the mortician reclaims them and hands them on to the next generation, kind of thing. So they're still mad at me, so they're rioting. Let's check location attractiveness, and something I can do here. I want to at least get people living in attractive surroundings. That would be a helpful buff right now. So if I put this right here, it goes from... Yeah, everyone should be in the positive. This is -2 right now, but after this I'll be +1. And that'll be an easy happiness buff. And then we can also find a settler, click on them, and see what else they're upset about. So it's still... I'm still dealing with this previous generation that was unhappy about 8 different things. And now, because they're infertile, that makes them upset. Yeah, this is pretty... Well, yeah, ×8. I guess I'm not surprised. That is brutal. So at least they have a home, at least they have water, they have food, they have medicine, they have protective clothing, they have a tool, they've nurtured social contracts, that comes through the campfire. The other thing I could throw down is a pub. I'm not going to be able to get electricity anytime soon. Unfortunately, they weren't educated because this is still the previous generation. Something pleasant that would come from the farm, which is why I'm trying to get that down. Newborn child, that's impossible, and I'm trying to get that attractive surrounding buff just from that one little, just from my campfire and this flower bed. That should do it. So why don't we do that? The next thing to try to make them happier so they stop rioting is to get down a pub, and I think we'll just kind of put that near the living space. Actually, maybe right over here. Hopefully that'll cheer them up a little bit. Nothing is irradiated in here anymore, which is good. Resources in this inventory can be freed from contamination via decontamination kits. 130 resources can still be purified via the stockpile decontamination kits. So, at actually 100. Okay, so I'm not sure how many, what the ratio is what I was going to try to find out. But because I even have a decontamination kit in here, I could still purify 130 resources. So those mushrooms and berries, I'm kind of glad I kept them as long as I did because they ended up just getting purified anyway. Obviously, someone had been eating them, and that's why everyone's pretty sick right now. The thing I'm going to keep my eye on is the fertility rate. 18% of my population is still fertile. So I really hope those are the ones living in the houses. I've already segregated some people over here, and what I might do is even get another shelter over here for old and infertile. And always set it beforehand in case you forget about it later. Because I really, as sad as it sounds, I really need to get those people out of there. Okay, so here we go with our forum. And the first thing I'm going to do is search for survivors. In all of my other playthroughs, I've hated having to use that because they come in uneducated and without tools and protective clothing and everything. But because we have somewhat of a foundation here, I mainly want to get them in and get them reproducing for a new generation that already has access to a school and tools and protective clothing. And that's where we should stabilize. So we should only have to use this a couple times. Usually the first one as well is to make a bunch of radiation suits and tools. I think I'm going to be able to get away with that. It's going to be tight, but I have the resources, and if anything, I can start slapping down some more recyclers. So first thing I want to do is try to make them happy with a feast, with knowledge is power. Oh no. Oh, okay. It's this one. So, and it has to be stored. Ugh, that was not a good one to click. Oh well. Oh, and there's additional survivors right there. I could have just clicked that. Alright. I think I still have time. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to search for survivors. And we're just going to roll with this. I got to store 11 coal. So as long as they're making this, I'm going to reduce the production limit on this to 10 so that they don't make too many. I don't have the charcoal filters on anyway, so that's not going to be calling for coal. And I'm only making neck scarves, so that's not going to call for coal. I should be able to finish up this pretty quickly and be able to move on to something else. Yep, and of course, the incoming radio message, they want the radiation suits. They want me to produce food and metal tools. So we're going to go to metal tools on here is fine. I'm going to wait for the 11 coal to be stored. And in fact... Great, no one was even on that. Stupid. Coal produced, activate filters on your water tower. Ironic. Okay, burn that coal. Nothing should be calling for coal, so... Except for this. Might even just pause this. Well, we're going up, though. It still isn't built. I should have just gone for that additional survivors. Pub is being built. Hoping that's going to make them happy. Scrapyard is full. And people are dropping like flies. So I never even reduced that. 3 of my scrap collectors died. Ironically enough. The ironic part about this scenario is that I don't even end up trying to save the original people here. I try to just kind of make them limp along just so that they can make a better future for the next people. That's the whole point of the scenario. Just stay alive long enough to do something for the next ones I get in here. And they're like, okay, mission accomplished. How many refiners do I have? 1 out of 4. Everyone is dying. I'm going to need to start stockpiling some plastic. Someone just died. Oh, good. Okay. So we're going to reactivate that. We're already producing metal tools, and now we need to produce radiation suits. Going to be wildly demanding, but I'm going back to producing plastic, and I have some cloth. And the coal is doing just fine. This might be doable. The other thing... okay, actually I can come over here. Additional survivors. Coal produced. I'm not making the mask, I'm making the radiation suits. Food, water, and shelter built. Oh, perfect. So let's prioritize that, and all we have to do is produce some food and water, and I get 14 people. That could really save my butt. Here's a pasture ready to go. So I'm going to do 3 herders, and I'm going to set this to capture and make sure that it's only on buffalo, which is right here. And as soon as I get back with those, I'm going to kind of keep an eye on this, select that immediately. I've mentioned this in some of my just like normal playthroughs, but think of it this way: as long as you get back down to like I can't remember what I started with. Let's say it was 35 and 10 or something like that. Even if I get back down to 35 and 10 here, a bunch of people die off, I'm starting in a much better place than I did when I first got here. At least there's a ton of things on the way that can really help them out. So I wouldn't call it a rush, but getting that forum up, I think, happened just in time. We've already completed the water objective. We've got, or I'm sorry, the food objective. We've got the water on the way, only 800 to go. And my shelter, it's almost built. Coal, carbon mass, radiation suits, metal tool, and radiation suits. I don't think they've made a single one yet. Needs cloth, coal, and plastic. All the things. Only got 2 seasons to go for our first landmark. Radiation is still high. My population is... Actually, the fertility has gone up. That's a good thing. Probably because people are dying off. And I've also got some kids coming up, but that should be okay. If I can... Let's check this again. Yep, there's my 2 buffalo. Get them in the pasture. And in fact, with the 2 there, I can go back to hunt only, but I'm going to make sure that these guys make it. Those are still wild animals. They haven't even finished building. Everything needs cloth right now. This needs 10 cloth. This needs 3 more cloth. Metal tools. And in fact, this is a good time to come over here and prohibit the use of metal tools, so at least I can, that's what I'm pumping out for 2 different quests right now, but they're going to go to the bus and immediately be allocated here. As soon as that shelter's done, I get 14 people. That's really going to help. And that shelter will also be old and infertile. I can get these houses reproducing. Masks and rad suits. I don't think I'm going to be able to get 16 rad suits done in time. That's going to be so tight. I really need to start thinking about more recyclers, but I just don't have the manpower for it right now. Okay. Alright. Protective clothing, 7. Water, food stored. They want a medical facility. It's probably about that time. And with a temporary, I thought there was a temporary storeroom down here. No? Probably should. They want this upgraded. I'll build the medical facility somewhere down here because my herbs are already down here. Yeah, right there should be fine. Well, let's go to logistics. Make a temporary storeroom. Not my most beautiful build ever, but it's going to work. I'll be gathering herbs from here, storing them here, and coming right here. So there's your medical facility. They want a rainwater collector. This doesn't have a time limit, so I'm not even going to... They want an irrigation plant, and they want the mounted bus. Okay. I'd rather use that plastic for radiation suits right now. Look at that, I pumped 2 out. Okay. Another drought. Let's take everyone we can off water carrying, except for 1 person. Let's take 2 fishers off, okay. Let's add a couple farmers for some food. 2 of my herders already died. Yikes. Definitely want to leave those herders there. You got to make sure that they're keeping this water stored, or else all your animals die and you got to start from scratch. Let's go back to hunt. We got plenty of buffalo in there. I don't have the refiners or recyclers up yet, so that doesn't really matter. Actually, this one I need at least 4, especially the plastic one. And in fact, no, I still need metal for tools. How much metal do I have? It's all called for anyway, so let's just leave that like that. The pub isn't done yet. Okay. That should be fine. I'll put a few more people on resources for now. Man, I need this wave of people. If I can get this 14 and the other 11 or whatever, I'll be alright. Not a single scrap of cloth has been allocated to this shelter that has been on Build Next for like 3 seasons. And you know what? The other thing I'm going to do is come here and prohibit people from taking the radiation suit. There's another sandstorm. That's what I needed. They seem to be... They got a pretty significant nerf. This used to at least wipe out, like, even if it was like a couple points of damage, it would damage just about everything. Now it, like, hits some cabins for, what, a little bit. 1 wood and 2 scrap to repair that. Wow. They really nerfed that stuff. Alright. Here we go with the shelter. They want... What do they want? A medical facility, professional medic, and medicine producer. Alright, great. Cool. And I just got 14 people. Awesome. This is going to be set to old and infertile. Let's check the population really quick. I am now back to almost 50% fertility. And with that, we're... plastic 20. I don't think I'm going to make that next. I really want to focus on... Oh, 3 out of 4. Oh, that's good. So with my next tailor shop, I'm making the radiation suits anyway. I might actually be able to finish this. And I'll get 8 masks out of it and some cloth. 2 out of 16. Man, I really want that. Okay. So I'm not exactly gonna... Actually, as far as buildings go, yeah, that's the next thing I want. It's gonna take me a little bit to make that, turn the herbs into medicine anyway. These herbs will come back pretty soon. We're back in the rainy season. Cut down and reforest, or just cut down. I can't decide. Both is probably still fine for now. I'm not exactly wood starved. Here's another feast. Take it. Be happy. Yes. Look at that. Happiness is spiking. So I got all the old unhappy people to kind of go away. Let's put 4 people on fishing. And I really need these people reproducing. Come on. Just squeeze them out one at a time. One radiation suit every like 5 seasons. Let's go back to resources. I need a couple more recyclers. Like, I have the scrap. These people just need to be working like overtime down here. And after that, I'll probably want 2 more plastic and a cloth. Let's do it. Oh. How many tailor shops do you want? Activated carbon mass produced. Okay, wait. Yeah, let's do this. Because getting these 11 will trigger this one. Because of the 5, I'll get 8 more. And some medicine and cloth. That's great. And then I'll have to just go back to radiation. So I don't know if we're going to be able to finish this. They're already producing metal tools. For some reason, I never... Alright, that's fine, whatever. I never went back to scrap tools, which I should have for that one. Okay, we need a medic. Oh, no one's gathering water. Never reallocated everyone. Yikes. Yikes, yikes. I need 2 people on tailors. I need a technician. Yikes. Just get them in and get them reproducing. I have quite a stockpile. 7,000 water I think is going to be alright here for a little bit. If I could even just get 1 more, that should be fine. There's another one. Someone just matured. I don't even have a teacher. Okay, I don't need that much charcoal. Oops. Teacher. There's no pub to pub keep yet. 4. Okay. So certainly getting micromanaging. But if we go back here, the fertility should only be going up from here on out, I think. Yes, they're going to make 4 right now. That's going to trip this, which is going to trip this. And then it's back to rad suits. Metal tools, that's why this was producing. I'm almost done with that already. I wish this was 3 out of 4. I just, for the first time that you have to search for survivors, I feel like, okay, great, that medicine's already done. I feel like 16 rad suits for 11 people as your first quest is a little demanding. Great. Tailor shop's done. Great. Done. This immediately goes back to radiation suits. Need to produce 1 more metal tool and then I'm going to scrap tools. Great. Okay. And that's it. So let's see if we can get these radiation suits done, huh, folks? I don't think it's going to happen. Radiation is going back down. That decontamination post is capped. I just leave it at 10. If they're not being used, then I don't want them to keep hogging coal. So we're just going to leave it like that. My one builder in this world died. No wonder I'm not making anything. There's no one on a gatherer's cabin. I want a teacher, I want a medic, I want a mortician. I could just have one decontaminator. 2 and 2 is fine. I want at least 3 refiners, but 1 is not. Okay. 1 of each resource. Wow, I'm actually doing fine on cloth and plastic. Okay, now you guys have no excuse. I want to start pumping these freaking things out. No wonder nothing's getting built. 5 farmers. I mean, this is capped. Probably because this is going to be really efficient now. Let's take a couple farmers away. Make 1 a herder and one more fisher. I have the metal tools. I have 14 metal tools and none have come here, and I'm prohibiting anyone from taking them right now. Builder. Still setting at about 7,000 water. I'm glad I got that stockpiled early on. Got 5 rad suits. I think we're gonna let people take them because this is kind of my next upcoming generation. I don't want them to get irradiated or else I'm really screwed. I wonder if I can search for survivors again yet. Yeah, I think I can, even though we're already working on 1. This will help with some happiness. All I have to do is make the pioneer statue. So let's make that over where people will enjoy it. It's not going to be able to affect everyone. So let's go for the lowest, which is this one. Yeah. Right here. Why not? Okay. Great. What do they want? Herbal hut, herbs, medical facility, medicine. This one's much easier. And I already have... Okay, good. I have 1 person on the herbal hut. They're gathering. They're bringing it to the medical facility. We're pumping out that medicine. But this is only the first stage. I'm not sure what they want after that. It's like housing or something, I think. We'll see. Let's check fertility again. Yeah, oh yeah, now I'm over 50% fertile. Perfect. And is this even full? Not even yet. Okay. Oh, there's no one even living there. So every one of these houses... Oh, well. I don't have to build houses for a little while because there's not even everyone living here. Do I really? 31 and 9. Man, what a drop. We're basically starting from scratch. But hey, like I said, they've got plenty of jobs for a little while. Basically, all I'm kind of waiting for right now is for reproduction and to kind of get these jobs refilled. But the jobs are already there. The other thing I could do is start kind of reallocating the placement of buildings, stuff like that. But I think we'll just roll like this for now. Okay, so I was able to make the radiation suits in time. This has got, and I got 11 settlers for it, luckily. My houses are filling up, well, somewhat. This has gone back to carbon masks because I do have yellow radiation pretty frequently around here. I have the cloth and coal for it. I've kind of reallocated to get these because the biggest demands now are going to be food and water all over again. So we're going to start kind of prioritizing restaffing that first until they get in cabins and start reproducing them, allowing people to take these radiation suits because I don't want anyone to get sick. The average radiation has dropped dramatically because those sick people are dying off and the new people are coming in, luckily. So the next thing I'm working on for everyone's got a house, but they still want me to build 3 more cabins. I've got those queued up right here anyway. This is still queued up. I actually have a pub keeper now, or a pub now, so I want to assign a pub keeper because I also got the pioneer statue actually almost done. Good. And they want some hard liquor produced, which I can definitely do because I've been gathering berries anyway. So the happiness is also rising because, I mean, obviously new people coming in without so many traumatic experiences. I already have this flower bed down, but now the pioneer statue is going in. I have absolutely no idea why this is -4, but that must be some kind of bug. I might even submit that, but let's just build a flower bed there and that should be able to offset it. And actually that's going to be still -1, so let's do 2 flower beds. I don't even care. Take my wood. Still waiting for this second pasture to be built, but we're doing fine on food. I'm just going to leave the cap at 5,000 in case I get raided. I'm not sure if raiders come back in this scenario. We're still great. More happiness. We're still waiting on metal tools to be allocated here. They're not even allowed to take it. I have 14 of them. I think it's just because that building isn't their priority at the moment. I kind of figured they would just run them over there if that's the only thing available. But we're just gonna, and then in fact, I have 14. So yeah, this is already back on scrap tools. That's fine. And someone is no longer in my medical facility. Just keep having to take builders away. I think we're really gonna we're gonna have a lot of kids here pretty soon. I'm already up to 9. Medic. There we go. And the one person that I put in the pub is sick, of course. Okay, this is a good time actually anyway. Let's get rid of the fishers. Let's get rid of the water carriers. Let's do all 3 medics because I want that done. Let's do 2 pub keepers because I want that done. Let's do a couple more scrap collectors because why not? In stock and reserved. My limit's 500. You know what? Let's increase the limit of that. I wouldn't mind stockpiling some. Let's go up to 1,500. And probably on wood as well. Half of it is reserved. Let's go up to 1,000. Okay. Those cabins need to be built. As soon as I get this, the hard liquor one done. Oh wait, I'm already done with the medicine one. Oh good. I actually don't even need 3 medics. I thought I still had a quest for something about that. Don't need the gatherers. Always make sure you're capped on herders. Get I don't really need the hunters. Doing great on food. Let's get another forester. Let's cap our forestry. How many refiners do we have built? Okay, yeah. We've got refiner jobs. Plenty of scrap to go through too. Alright. We're getting better. Everything's just kind of like every profession is pretty bare bones right now, but that should be alright. And now that this temporary storage room is done, I don't want things like radiation or tools. This is the whole point of this basically, is those herbs coming from here to here to here. So why don't we, you know, I don't want to take away raw material. Well, I could take away scrap though, and refined. Coal is fine there, might as well. Plastic iodine. Actually, I'll leave the iodine. Cloth hemp. I don't think I want any wood. How's my decontamination post? It's in there anyway. Might as well. Okay, whatever. That's fine. At least it won't fill up with scrap. I'll leave a little room for that medicine. And suddenly we're not doing great on wood again. So, plenty of trees over here. Great, there's some medicine. And we're back in the green. Just like that. Keep them happy. I will never do epidemic again. That's the one that has you make a bunch of medicine and collect a bunch of herbs only to destroy your hospital at the end, so forget that. This one might just be, yeah. Okay, they want me to physically build the gathered plants, but that's not a big deal, so why don't we check the radiation. You know what? I'll do that at the very end just to complete it. I just want to get herbs. I don't want to gather food from that irradiated area. And here comes another sandstorm. This is good. Got plenty of this going up. I've got a pretty good stockpile of just about everything. So now would kind of be the time to just start like getting a bunch of builders. I really want this tailor shop done. They need those cabins built. 20, 21, 22. They've only removed radiation. I don't even need that one. Both of these are pretty much full. It'll be time for water expansions here pretty soon. And then once I kind of get once I'm just feeling a little more comfortable, and in fact they want 10,000 water stored and 5,000 food, so I should go a little above that. Let's go to 7,500 food. And the other thing we can do once I have this tailor shop up, it's hard to get everyone equipped because they're just so in and out. By the time you pump it out, they're just going to die anyway. So sometimes what I do is like take away their ability to even take the activated carbon mask and make a bunch of them all at once, and then all of a sudden activate it and everyone grabs one and you can complete this thing. We'll see how that goes, because I mean I haven't even started on the rainwater collector and irrigation plant. Once I've finished some of these other smaller tasks, I'll probably go for something like that, but for now I'm not really in a rush to complete this part, especially once my my staff starts to go up. It's not going to be too hard to complete that. Okay, I should really start thinking about water again, so let's go back down to 2. I want those refiners. Let's put a bunch of people on carrying water. We'll go back down to like 3 builders, put the rest on water. We don't need 2 pub keepers. I'd rather have water. As soon as this says herbs produced gets to 84, I'll just do a build plants but destroy it immediately. Herbalist is working hard. Medical facility is working hard. Got plenty of medicine, plenty of herbs. Health is going back up. Radiation is down. Happiness is up. It's a new generation. New generation of happy people that aren't going to riot and destroy my mounted bus. Plenty of people and kids in class. Really wish I could get these bigger buildings done. Finally, they're allocating tools to this. This must be coming up pretty soon. In fact, they need 1 more plastic and 2 tools, and I can have a research station. A radioactive reminder. That's just another building that I think is automatically unlocked. I thought I had to go get that first. I'm gonna do feast though. That'll make them happy. Working hard on that water. I don't even have 20 people to... Yeah, this is pretty good. And in fact, how much water do they want stored? I can store 10,000 water technically. If these were completely full, that would be the objective. I'm getting closer on food. This tailor shop. I've had this working for so long. This pasture too, everything has just been kind of on pause. I want like 17 things done at once, so nothing gets done. And in fact, how much time do I have on these houses? I really got to get these cabins built. Build that next, please. Okay, so we're back up to 62 adults and 20 kids. The first thing I had finished was the research station, and because I completed something from the forum, I already had a knowledge queued up. So obviously, as always, I went advanced school, and advanced school finished simultaneously with my expedition station going up. So I just clicked upgrade on here. They haven't even gotten to it yet, but that should give me enough time to generate another knowledge for when these guys get back from corner shop to have that knowledge ready for the electronics. ready to go. Let's see if we can find our favorite spot. Where is corner shop? There it is, the light on in the window. So I've assigned 4 scouts, but I'm just going to send 1 and 2. See if we can find an end zone here really quick. It's just faster to click through. No. Yep, there's one. So I'll send the second scout there, and that's all I'm going to do for now. I'm hoping that trading post goes up pretty quick because I was hoping to get some expedition rations through trades. But with 2 people here not scouting, we should be able to start getting this up here pretty soon. Water and food is doing alright. I've set to capture again because I want deer in here. Of course. So that's the one I want repaired next. I have 4 tailors, but obviously no one's able to work there. And then the next thing I wanted, let's just keep going to food and water. I'm worried that I'm going to get carried away on the population and all of a sudden it's going to start to drop. Actually, wait. 3 people here, yeah. I want that second field full of herders. So I've got 1 deer there. And then as soon as I get that second deer, I'm going to go back to hunt only. And this will start producing its own food. There he goes. Just put him in there. And back to hunt. And instead of going up there for the deer, there's plenty of cows or buffalo walking around down here. Here's already, can never tell. It looks like it's dead in the pasture, but that's the wrong pasture. Okay, corner shop, configure expedition. 1, 2, let's just go with 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They want 24, and I only have 1 in stock, so we're just going to wait. But at least it's not requiring tools or protective clothing. It's really not about what they can carry back. I just want that research. So start expedition. Plenty of food around here. I don't think I have to worry. So I also built a scrapyard right here, which only has 1 person in it. And a researcher already died. My goodness. Nah, I gotta leave those scouts there. Just go back to 1 hunter, a couple fishers. It's not really... I more just want this cleared out. I don't really need the resources desperately. And in fact, why don't we just go to 0 in here? And any scrap collectors I have working are just going to be over here. Because I think this is where my next farmland is going to go. Which means I think I'm just going to leave this on cut down. And eventually reposition it to, I don't know, probably just down here is fine. Which would honestly, yeah, that's fine. It would be a decent spot for my farming as well, but I don't plan on going to train station or whatever this is, a warehouse or a greenhouse anytime soon. Next thing I've discovered is an end zone. Hopefully I'll have my, yeah, I should have some medic technician badges by then, a gatherer badge, educated people, and metal tools. I'm thinking with that amount of, usually if it requires a technician badge, that means we're going to use the control box over here to get down there, and that means it's going to have a research utensil, but maybe not fish feed. We'll see. And then honestly I can just start kind of scouting plate, but I always want to, this is house ruin. Yep, 3 survivors. Let's go scout that so it's opened up and ready to go. I already went to corner shop. And let's scout this military base, because that's another potential spot for research utensils, and I'm just going to leave those 2 scouting. I've still got 2 at home making those rations. And here is a trader coming, get a whatever. I've got 2 people for logistics here. Just leave that at 0. I get this cleared out, and then I'll have like a nice line right here. Field testing. It's usually just a toll. There's a research point. Very good. Now I've got 1 knowledge. I'm not going to use it yet because they're going to want that wind turbine. I'm going to get electronics for free, and then they're going to want that wind turbine. And then honestly, Like, I don't really have anything opened up just yet that I want anyway, so there's nothing wrong with just stockpiling some research or knowledge or whatever you want to call it. Another drought. Let's get people doing something else for a little bit. We'll go to 3 hunters, keep the farmers, keep the herders. Some more scrap collectors for sure to get this stuff cleaned out. Some more foresters for sure to get this stuff cleaned out. Always want those refiners stacked up. I don't really need 2 technicians, but I'm not complaining. And in fact, is someone still making metal tools? How do they have 17 metal tools? Must have been a reward. But you guys can start taking your metal tools again. 1 pub keeper is fine. A medic is fine. Logistics is fine. And you know what? Why don't we just put a bunch more scouts for now and another builder just during this drought. I'm hoping I can pump out some rations here really quick. Get those guys out. I've got 8 out of 24 prepared already. Not bad. That was just with 2 people. Now I've got 10, so that should go pretty quick. Unless this trader has some. I'm really hoping he does. I don't know where everyone got sick from. I've got plenty of medicine in stock. You destroyed a scrapyard. Whatever. No one's working there anyway. I don't even care. No expedition rations. Okay. How much I have plenty of plastic in stock. I don't really need the beer. I mean, I'm gonna need the electronics, but part of the quest is producing it yourself anyway. So I'm not too worried about that, and I think I get some at House Ruin anyway. Could I give her 490 food? I have hemp. What the heck? Take it. I don't care. Oh, no, wait. Minus 20. Let's make it exactly 0. And what else could I get from this? I could get some tools. I don't mind. Treat my new population to some radiation suits and tools. Why not? And keep it in the green so that she comes back happy next time. 1 house is destroyed, but there's another sandstorm coming. I love it. I've gotten so lucky with the sandstorms. I can't even tell what this stuff is until this until this sandstorm passes. Alright. 3 people are ready for work. I'll just put them there for now. The drought's almost over. Open expedition. General store? Oh, weird. I don't think I have this one very often. I think it's called general store. There's probably just some consumables there. That's cake shop. I can't go there anytime soon. This is so cool. I love the detail on all of these buildings. Seriously, they did such a good job for just little, I don't know, a city builder game. You wouldn't think there'd be like this amount of detail. The signs, the kind of graffiti. I love it. Okay. Moving on. Train station, Endzone. Kind of looking for bar, which is a blue house, corner shop. This must be it. Sitting high and dry. And I like the clues on here so you can remember for the future. I'm pretty sure this is bar. We're going to send someone there. 2 people are moving, and that's all I want. They're already at 11 out of 24 expedition rations. That's good. House Ruin, perfect. Gonna need an Explorer badge, but I'm hoping to get that from Endzone as my second trip. This is Factory. Alright. Next thing I should be looking for is doctor's office ruin, actually. Population's doing great. I'm really hoping to get these people matured, and they're going to be, well, not yet. Maybe this next generation is going to be 100% educated. This is filling up with old and infertile, which is good because I want to keep all these houses for the young people. Alright, now time to reallocate a little bit. I don't need 10 scouts anymore. I'll keep 4. 2 for scouting, 2 for making rations, put the rest on water. I've already got 3 fishers ready to go, 6, 3. It's finally starting to feel like just a regular playthrough. Obviously, everything isn't quite optimal, but it just feels stable at this point. Like, it feels like I come out of a drought and I'm not just desperate for a workforce or just trying to get these sick people to limp along long enough to just get these jobs done for me. This is also a good position because you have the jobs available, you just need the population, and that's going to come in time rather than having 100 people stand around with nothing to do. That's when you know you're kind of screwed. So did they already finish repairing that? They did. Some of our settlers, blah blah blah. Bar. Alright, let's go find that doctor's office ruin. I think, no, this is oh, what is this one? Why do I always forget this one? I think I need this, though. I'm going to send a scout. I'm pretty sure there's a research utensil here. This might be doctor's office or in. Whatever. That's fine. Unprotected. No. Alright. Let's make some masks. Now that I have this area somewhat cleaned up, I'm going to do my square here of 28 by 32, and this will future-proof some space for refineries. For now, it's going to be for farming, and I can get rid of these 4 little guys. So the first one I'm going to make is a 15 by 13 going this way. Cultivated field, 15 by 13. And then another cultivated field, 11 by 16. And then another cultivated field, 15 by 14. By 14, and then an orchard, which is going to be 11 by 16, and that leaves a little road right here, a little gap, but that's okay because I can also fit an irrigation plant right here, and that's basically the highest yield I can get. So I'll move on to that for food. And then I'm just kind of waiting on research utensils and still waiting on my actually expedition team is just about to get there, and I'll be able to get started on those electronics. So I want to make sure I'm fine on plastic, though these guys are waiting on coal. Anyway, I think, let's check radiation. That's fine. So these plastics, let's redistribute. I know I'll need one for electronics pretty soon. I want cloth, 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 probably a metal, a plastic, and this will end up being electronics. Yeah, cloth I'm definitely hurting on the most, and then they're complaining about coal, so let's up these charcoal burners. And I will have, actually, in that case, let's harvest now, already harvesting, and harvest now. We'll get as much food from that as we can, and then move these guys over to here. It's going to be a little bit of a walking distance, but with the amount of bulk it's going to be producing, I'm not too worried about that. And I also have 2 pastures going, a couple fishing huts, etc. So we're kind of mid-game here. We'll just be waiting on trades. Happiness is up. Food should be fine. Water, I could start thinking about making a 3rd one of these, which I think I'll do. And I want it on this side. There's actually, shouldn't be too expensive to make a jetty, though. I made this kind of crowded. This area could use some water, to be honest. What can I even fit over here? Might be tight. I didn't really think this through. For kind of getting some water over here. If I put one right here, oh, I could actually have the jetty right there. Okay, let's do that. And that should be pretty good, at least for when people return home and for working down here, etc. So we'll get that started. So for the first time I think ever I did not find a research utensil previously at oh a corner shop. I almost forgot. However, I still got electronics for that, so it's still worth that being your first location. I was surprised not to get that second level though. I think maybe in this scenario, level 2 is already unlocked because I mean, I have to go to wind turbines right after this. So I would have to have level 2 unlocked or else I wouldn't be able to finish that quest. And I figure that's why they usually give it to you anyway. Anyway, I know diner's usually a good option. And by going to Corner Shop first, you get an Explorer badge for someone, and that's what one of these required. So I brought a Technician badge and an Explorer badge. I brought 4 people and 8 action points for 32 rations. So this was a pretty reasonable second location. So let's look around. I'm going to go right to that kitchen and get my research utensil. Go to the basement. Another Explorer badge. That's going to be really good for probably Endzone next. I almost went to Endzone, but I didn't. No one had a Gatherer badge, unfortunately. I just haven't been gathering much due to radiation. Let's go here, and that is it. I feel like there's a follow-up quest to something I just found down there, but we'll see. No, alright, just the next level. And then otherwise, still waiting on these farming. I kind of just queued up a lot of stuff. We queued up the water. I queued up a couple Forester's Lodges because I'd rather move down here. I'm leaving this to just cut down only because I don't plan on replanting and I kind of need the wood here. I put quite a bit of people on Builder, but we're doing great on the population growth. We're really bouncing back. Still waiting on that upgraded school, actually. And they've made about as much hard liquor as they can, but I'll still leave a pub keeper there. So this will be my next kind of wood gathering thing. There's a couple temporary storage rooms down here, which will be fine. That shouldn't provide too much of a walk. I've got plenty of decontamination kits going on. Coal is still a little bit of an issue, and I think that was translating to wood for a little while. That is translating to wood, so it's definitely time to expand on this, on some wood production. But otherwise, what do we got? I'm still just not really bothering with this right now. Kind of focusing on these electronics to get that going. That'll help with the requirement to get a bunch of people in protective clothing. I mean, it doesn't specify, so at least I could just mass produce some neck scars if I get desperate there at the end. But once my 2 tailor shops have electricity and I upgrade them, I'm not too worried about that anyway. I think everyone will be in mass here pretty soon. My radiation is still a little high, which surprises me because let's check the statistics. This is tools. A lot of people have metal tools. 39% is in activated carbon masks, but I've still got 17%. That sounds about right. No protective clothing. So I need to really up those. Yeah, fertility's doing fine. Up that carbon mass production, and that's going to translate to coal, which translates to wood. So there we go. We're pumping some out. Put 3 people on there. And with this being cut down, as soon as I get some more settlers to mature, I think we're going to go towards wood economy here. I basically got everything unlocked that I wanted to. This might be bar. I think this is bar. I'm going to go to bar. I've got Endzone right. Oh no, I already unlocked bar over here. That's going to. I might actually have a pub keeper badge. This has a good chance to have a utensil as well, so that might be my next stop. Endzone is uncovered. Military base is uncovered. Here's another Endzone. Look at that. Okay, sometimes they do have 2. It's pretty rare that I see this, but this one seems to have 2 Endzones. One down here, one up here. So we'll go unlock that as well. And at this point, I mean, other than how scattered everything is, which is kind of bothering me, we're kind of back to the same spot I would be in just a normal playthrough. So this is when I just kind of go through the motions of what my tech would be and all that stuff. Food is suffering a little bit. Here's some more people to work on wood. Just want to get that stuff cut down ASAP. I could even move down here if I really wanted to. I'm waiting for those other things to go up. Let's get them to work a little bit closer. And then temporarily, I want to gather a badge. I want people working here so that they can get their badge. It's a little dry. Oh yeah, of course. With me cutting down all the trees doesn't help either. Let's just reposition that a little bit. One more fisher. As soon as I can get these up, these will all be destroyed and they're going to get over here instead. I don't think I'll leave this orchard up, to be honest. Okay. Got the electronics done. They want that research, which is, I'm glad I saved up a couple knowledge here so I can get this started immediately. I'm going to leave one of these guys on electronics for now because I'm doing pretty good on all my other resources. And I'm going to want to build 3 wind turbines as soon as this is done. And this requires 18 anyway. Which is actually probably already reserved. So I'm doing fine on electronics, but I want to get those 3 as soon as possible. And I've just got waves of settlers coming in, which is great. So the resource strain isn't as kind of prohibiting anymore. I got another forester's hut up right here. Let's move 5, 6, 7. Okay, that's all I can do for now. I'll leave. Yep, here we go. Oops. That. Great. Let's go back to scrap tools for both. I need to waste that metal. And in fact, I'm not too worried about plastic. This is fine. In fact, I think I'm going to go double electronics just for now. Just to make a little surplus. Of course they're waiting on wood. Everyone's waiting on wood. I get it. General store, that's what this is. This isn't, I'm not too worried about that. We're just going to get the rest of the map cleared out and then send these scouts home. Otherwise, can't remember where I put everything. Expedition window. Okay. Let's check for this badge. Anyone have it yet? No. I feel like I remember it was the Gatherer badge that got the utensil in the first place last time anyway, so I don't really want to go to this one prematurely. However, we could check the other one. Oh no, they're heading there right now. Okay. Hospital. Do I have doctor's office ruin uncovered yet? Shoot. I could probably go to house ruin. Good. I've still got an explorer badge and I can certainly give them tools. Give them about 8 action points. Is she a young adult? Oh, perfect. She's going to be perfect for future. I'm glad someone young got a settler badge. Who's the other one then? A very old adult. Shoot. Alright. That'll be alright. I wonder... I'm going to try to... I mean, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to try to get away with this. I've got plenty of rations. Exactly 32 in stock. Perfect. 8 points should be fine with 4 people. So we'll go there next. This has a pretty good chance for a research utensil as well. How am I doing on housing? I believe all my houses are filled up. I've got 8 homeless people. Not really any slots in there. That only required a technician badge. I think this is going to give fish feed then, not a research utensil. This end zone is going to give a research utensil. So for now, I'm just going to kind of... Okay, there we go. Our farm is almost done. I'm going to... Are they harvesting or replanting? Shoot. Harvest now, harvest now, harvest now. You know what? Forget it. I would rather just... Let's destroy these and get them on the more important fields instead. Okay. Beans for higher yield in these 2 fields. This one is the smaller square. What was it? This was an 11 by 16. Doesn't have as high of yield as the 15 by 13 and the 15 by 14. So these 2, since beans are higher yield, I'm going to put these in the bigger fields, and then a beets for variety. And then as soon as this is done, this will get a... Make sure we have at least... Oh, I don't actually want this anymore. I'll say cut down trees. I'll take the wood and then I'll just destroy it. So this is going to be pears now instead. Still, okay, perfect timing for the irrigator. I want an irrigator here. And I don't think it says demanding on building anymore. I'm surprised they're not done with this yet. I'm going to reduce my workers a little bit. And put some people to water carrier. Probably some more food too. Well, that's all I got for food at the moment. Nah, this should be fine. I'm not too worried about it. I think we're gonna get through this. If anything, yeah, especially they're gonna keep slaughtering these animals now that the pastures are both full. And this is almost done, so turn on the filter immediately. Assign another one to water carrier. We're pretty good. I'm just gonna kind of let this coast for a little bit. Once these fields are up, I don't think I'm going to have to worry about food again for a while. However, the next few people that mature are probably going to become water carriers. Okay, so I got electricity hooked up to the tailor shops, and I've actually built a third tailor shop. So I'm going to make sure those are fully staffed. I'm only at 19 settlers without protective clothing, and I'm shot up to 132 people. I'm going to let my population plateau about here by just keeping this at 22 cabins and 2 shelters for old and infertile. I shouldn't have to go too much higher than this. I built a second charcoal kiln somewhere down here without power. So that's going to start pumping out the coal and ideally going right here. And I think, okay, actually, yeah, this should be a good ratio. 2 masks to 1 scarf. So the last thing I have to do, okay, provide settlers with a home. I think this is what I'm going to do. Housing, shelter. Would I rather I could actually have them live down here instead. And it's got 6, let's see. I'm already positive because I happen to put the memorial down here, so I might as well expand. Yeah, this is fine. In case I want to do more. And then build a rainwater collector. Easy enough. That'll probably end up just destroying. I don't want them collecting irradiated water. But for now, why don't we just put it kind of next to my water resources over here. So once I have stored the amount of food that they want, provided them with protective clothing, and built a rainwater collector, I'll come to these 3 shelters and switch it to all. And that should house everyone just like that. Another thing I'm considering doing is prohibiting taking carbon masks until my population kind of balances out, saving up a bunch of them, and then when I'm ready to distribute them, kind of do both housing and the clothing at the same time. But to be honest, I don't even think I have to do that. I'd kind of rather just get them clothed really quick, build this shelter, and push it over into phase 2 here. There's my upgraded tailor shops, which is going to make this task even easier. That was my 3rd research. I still have 1 knowledge. So I went advanced school, wind turbine, upgraded tailor shop. I have not been getting lucky with the research utensils, so we're only into tier 2 here, I believe. Yeah, I haven't unlocked tier 3. The next thing I could do, if I want to wait on a knowledge, I could go. I don't really ever need the upgraded workshops. I don't think they're nearly as crucial as the tailor shops are. So what do I do here? I think I'm just gonna let some accumulate for now until I get out on this expedition. And they're waiting on their metal tools, so let's just switch that really quick, and I should get them out pretty fast here. I'll even prohibit them taking the metal tools so I can go right to the expedition. And they are going to, I believe, yeah, I told them to go to Endzone after all, even without the Gather badge. I'm hoping that wasn't a mistake. I'm hoping I can still get that research utensil regardless. Let's get rid of that. I don't need that orchard anymore. And I'm thinking about some more farmland up here. I'm not exactly suffering on wood, but that would probably be my next action if I wanted more. Is this, I don't even think is fully matured yet. It's a bit of a walking distance back to the bus, so I made a temporary storage room here. And my decontamination post is still able to cover that. Something that, now this is looking a little wonky, it's getting cleared out. I could always put some refineries there or something once I research it. I could, this would probably help. Just for some water? Yeah, why not? Got 0 tools. This would help with the trade. I can still get that. Don't really care about the beer, electronics, or plastic. So that'll help with a couple things. Getting people clothed and getting people out on that expedition. So let's assign some more of that so it'll make the trade quick. Everyone I can here. Is this set to 1? No, I don't need 2 people on that. Yeah, another scrap collector. Full foresters because I was so wood starved there for a while. Hopefully someone's gonna get that badge pretty soon. We'll have another teacher. Decontaminator. Alright, this looks fine. Okay, so I just got my refinery up. I was a little unlucky with the utensils yet again at the first end zone. However, I sent it to the second end zone, the one that only required the technician badge, and that did have a research point. I didn't find fish feed at either one, which is unfortunate. So I think we're going to go to military base next. So there's that. You get metal tools. And no one has an explorer badge? Oh, what a shame. I thought I had been collecting so many. Oh, there he is. Okay, good. And here we go. A medic badge. Okay. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I've got plenty of expedition rations in stock, so we're just going to do as many as we can. And then we're going to make sure that these guys are making metal tools. I'm going to disable the use of metal tools. And for electricity, with 4 wind turbines, I was able to get electricity to all 3 of my upgraded tailor shops and my refinery. I've destroyed all recyclers because I just wanted people to move over there, because that's the one I'm going to build, and I think that's all I'm going to need. So I've got everything checked except for provide settlers with a home. And because, let's see, I've got a pretty good surplus. I had gotten a ton of neck scarves through trades. I was just going those to at least get that checked off. But now, because so many people were in neck scarves, a few have been dying from radiation. Quite a few, actually. So I'm either going to have a few more people die of radiation, or I'm going to... I just want to make it to the next part, and I'm not too worried about happiness. So we're going to come to our forum here and do Banish Elderly. I never do this, but why not? Well, let's just check it out. So decree issued. And we don't feel good about doing it, sending these poor people away. They've already done so much for our settlement. Oh, now I feel bad. And... oh, no. And someone died. I've already got plenty of shelters set to all settlers, so it's just that, okay, I'm down to 4. Well, let's start this expedition again. Man, I really hope it... okay, good. It wasn't the person with the badge. Okay, good. With only those 2 people. And then I'm going to go for young adults for the rest, because I'm hoping they get their... someone gets an explorer badge. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, 4 people. 5 people. Yeah, whatever. Why not? Alright. So, and I've also got a trade in town. I could use the tools, to be honest. What do I have to give them? Give them that. Wow, that's expensive. Do I only have 97 wood? Jeez, I am still starved in the wood. I only have 17 metal. Alright, let's just take... no, I want those metal tools, actually. That would be perfect. 150. Okay. Let's go with that. There's an oncoming drought. I really need to get this done before I start going... well, I'm not going to I'm more worried about my food than I am my water. I finally got up enough with that population boom. They want 2 more workshops? Okay, I should get that done in time. Only 2 more kids. Recycler built. Alright. I guess for this I'll build 1 recycler. Because I could use that food. Decontamination kits. Workshops. Do I really have to? Alright. Sometimes I just come down here and slap down 2 recycler workshops, and then I'm just gonna destroy it anyway. Just like I'm gonna destroy that other one. Let's see. Alright, nobody's working here anyway. I am so wood starved, and I think because it's just being like cranked into coal right now. Oh good, there we go, we got it. Alright, we kicked the old people out, and the task is completed. So, now they want a scrap catcher built, which I'm going to have to research. They want a hemp weaving mill built, which I'm going to have to research, and an electric water pump. So I still really need to rush those research utensils to get down to that last tier for the... Where'd it go? For the electric water pump. So for now, it would be in my best interest. I can't even get the scrap catcher yet. I'm going to military base. I hope there's a research utensil there. Not that I even have the knowledge for it. It would be 3 anyway. So let's just get this hemp weaving mill researched and get that built to check that off. I'm hoping to get another research utensil at military base, and then scrap catcher will be my second one. I always forget her name. Someone's coming in with a good reputation with knowledge, so I should be fine there. Oh god, it didn't finish the... Alright, we're going to old and infertile for basically all of these because my population has started to drop. I want to get the healthy people in houses now that that's done. Okay, that's good. I should have another good spike of population here pretty soon. Here come... I think I've had a sandstorm just about every single drought. It's insane. I need someone on the irrigator. I'm going to need a lot of people building. I can't even target it right now, but 14, 15 people building because there goes my settlement again. Let's destroy this recycler because I completed that quest. No. Wait, what? I have a recycler built. Instruct a recycler to produce metal. There we go. Alright, got some food. Now I can destroy it. Jeez. Metal tools. Okay, those should be built in time. What do I have prioritized? Repairing buildings. Let's keep that at building buildings for now. Okay. This is just my regular... What else do we have in here? Feast. Sure, you earned it. Especially after kicking the old people out. New medicine. No. And actually, you know what? How many people do I need housed? Let's take this because people without a home, 40. There's a few. There we go. And right back to old and infertile. Okay. Come on, finish these. I want those tools. Is the expedition left? Alright, good. They're traveling. You guys can have metal tools back. I don't need this rainwater collector anymore. I'm just going to get rid of it. And it's time to assign people back to carrying water. Alright, that's done. Destroy these. Okay, we're looking pretty good. Form quest one more time. Alright, so pretty much after this, I gotta wait for the food to regrow. It would be nice to build some irrigators out here. I cannot believe how many interesting locations are here. There's a storage depot. There's this combine harvester, the fast food restaurant, and the train station all right here. If I could get those, I mean, those aren't coming anytime soon, but if I could get those checked out, that's going to be a lot of scrap to clean up. I can't wait for that. So pretty much from here on out, I mean, I'm just waiting on research. I got to do all my expeditions. I got to get down there as fast as possible. What do you want? Metal tool, radiation suit produced, and decorations. Why not? Just because I'm feeling generous. You're already producing metal tools. I'll go to rad suits for this because I'm just going to be pumping out. Alright. Please. Yes, east side. Okay, right to the hangar. 3 settlers. Got the scrap collector badge. There's my research utensil. Go to the helipad next. Oops. Wait. Tents for pavilion. They want more decorations anyway. No? No pavilion? What? Maybe I clicked too fast. Huh. Is there another military base? I always get pavilion there. Cool. I don't even need the bullets and all that stuff. Might as well take the scrap. Okay, I can take everything. Research can be done on new technologies. Okay, so what am I at right now? I'm at my third. I need 2 more. My best hope for that is, I believe, bar and doctor's office room, and I bet is where the last 2 are going to be. So that's what I'm going to go for next. And then after that, I mean, it's pretty much on autopilot. I kind of wanted these scrap catchers next anyway because I'm starting to reach. So as soon as this is done, I'm going to get one of those built. I'm going to research scrap collector as soon as possible. I'm going to hope to get my last 2 research utensils, and I'm going for electric water pump. And that's pretty much it. I don't even know if I'm actually going to physically complete it. The main challenge is, there's some red radiation, come from obviously the first like 20 seasons of this game, and despite this city still being kind of a mess, it's at least somewhat functional. And that is about it. That second phase can be a little tough with the protective clothing, but one tip I'd have is to just have a couple. It's really going to take off once you get your upgraded tailor shops and electricity. And one thing you could do is have like 2 producing carbon mass and 1 producing mass or neck scarves, and then just disable activated carbon mass here. This is probably something I'm going to do in the shared suffering as well, but I might even have like 6 tailor shops if I can afford the population with it, because I want to be pumping out equal amount to store up and to reserve for my own community. And then at a certain point, you look at how many people don't have clothing versus how much you have stockpiled, and then all of a sudden you enable it. And it takes a little while to pass out, but then once they have all their protective clothing, then you're good to go. And then the other thing I showed, make a bunch of shelters, keep it as old and infertile, and even if they're not occupied, that's fine, because then all of a sudden you can pop it over to all settlers and they move in, which also takes a little bit. It's not like an instant completion, so just give it a second and that part will be complete. So, with that out of the way, oops, time to clean up some dead bodies. Guess I didn't have any morticians. Well, when the mortician dies, who's going to pick up their body? So I hope that first portion of the tutorial helped, as well as some tips for the second and third part. And otherwise, this really solves a lot of it, and getting your research utensils as quickly as possible. So hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.